Hey everyone, I thought I would make a video that completely explains grid layouts in Bootstrap to help you guys. So let's get started. Alright, so when you're working with Bootstrap, of course, you need all of these, style sheet and JavaScript links at the top, the viewport, those things you need for the page. And just for this example, I wanted to give everything a background color. So I'm giving things classes that give things background colors. Like the body, class is equal to BG warning. That makes it yellow. The whole body is yellow. And then I have one div so far. It's a container div. So I gave it the class BG white so that the background is white, just so you can see where the container is. And so when you're working with grid layouts in Bootstrap, it's based off of rows and columns. And so the layout's made out of rows, and each row is made out of columns. And it's based on 12 columns. So if you have a row, all the columns inside that row should add up to 12. Alright? Now, I'm going to copy and paste something. Copy and paste. Okay, so here we got. I just added a row. So here's your row. Alright? And inside this row we have 3 divs. And for these 3 divs, I'm using class call-3, call-3, and call-6. So they add up to 12. And then they have different, background and text colors. These are just colors. And you see over here 3, 3, and 6. Alright, now make the page bigger. They fill up the container because that's what this row is inside of. Alright, so like I was saying, these classes are like call3, call3, call6. And when you resize the page, even if you make it super small, they always stay next to each other. So these are designed to, for like extra small devices. So they're always going to be next to each other no matter what. Okay, so they never stack. And what do I mean by stack? All right, so let me copy another row. Copy. And paste. All right, so here we have another row down here. These are using call-sm- and then the number. And what this does is when you resize the page, these will start stacking when the page gets to be, when the screen gets to be 576 pixels wide or less. So when we get to that size, there we go. So now they're all stacked on top of each other. Now why do you want to stack things? Like, see how small this width is? Let's say you had something inside this column, inside this div, that you don't want it to ever be this small, right? So you can use call-sm that says, all right, when it gets to be...
I pronounce that you, but I'm always working on how I say things and I might not have it right.
Alexa, control yourself. Okay, so...
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Great. Sorry about that, everybody. Anyway, so where was I? Okay, so... Oh yeah. So if you have something inside of this div, and you don't want it to ever be this small, you could use, like, instead of just call-3, you could use call-sm-3, so that it knows that when the screen ever gets to be this wide or less, to stack it, so that these divs will never be this small. That's the point of it. And they have a bunch of, a handful of different ones. So there's call-3 never stacks. Call-sm, they stack when the screen is 576 pixels wide or less. And there's more. So let me just add all the different ones they have here. So copy. Let me just do this. And paste. So here's the next one. So we have call dash small, and now call dash MD for medium. And over here, so here's the medium ones. So these, they start stacking a little bit sooner when the screen is 768 pixels wide or less. So here, so watch. So when it gets to be 768, they start stacking. And then when it gets to be a little bit smaller, these start stacking. Alright? And so they have, so we have SM, we have MD, which stands for medium. And then guess what the next one is? LG for large. And these start stacking at 992. So here we go. They all look the same. Once the screen gets less than 992, this one stacks. And then 768, that one stacks. And then 576, that one stacks. Alright? And guess what? They have an extra large version as well. Alright, let's see here. So these are XL. And these stack at 1200. Alright, so let's see. Way down there. Let me bring this up so you can see it. There we go. Alright, so here's the XL. And the screen gets to be 1200 wide. See, here's 1200. They start stacking. 1200. 992. 768. Alright. So that's it. You have call dash whatever, call dash SM, which will stack at 576. Call dash MD stacks at 768. Call dash LG stacks at 992. And call dash XL stacks at 1200. Alright, and there's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. So you also have so when you want every column to have like an equal width, like you don't have to specifically say call dash whatever. You could just use call, and this will make every div the same width. So in this row, there's 3 divs. They're all calls, and so let's see what that looks like here. So they never stack also. So no matter how big it gets, they're always next to each other. See? And so if they were going to be equal, width, you would use calls like this. All right. And what else? I'm going to post this online so you guys can just check this out and play with it if you want to. But that is how you use grid layouts in Bootstrap. All right, guys.